My Go channel and the next episode where I'm on a mission to go through my massive childhood G.I. Joe collection that was recently rescued from my parents' basement. As you can see, we've got a bunch of bags still to go. I figure there's about 15. We've gone through 5 or 6 of them. So still got a little ways to go here. The last episode unbagged a large bag of Good Guys. Have a couple of the highlights here in case you're interested in watching that one. Personal favorites was the Hit and Run way back in the day. He was always a clutch performer when hiding him in the garden, playing with friends outside. We got Shockwave and then Starduster, which thanks to a few comments that I received after posting my last video, figured that this is a version 1C, I believe, so one of the later versions. So good to know there. And then I had another comment about some of the accessories for Shockwave. So once again, thanks everyone for providing feedback. All the feedback is very helpful. So I'm going to go through a couple bags this go around with a common theme. So when I bagged these up in kind of my late teens, early 20s, I remember grouping things together I guess what I thought at the time were some good groupings. So for this episode, I want you to join me as I open a bag of Good Guy and Bad Guy Commanders. All right, so I'm kind of excited about this episode because I get to unbag some cool characters, I think, at least from what I remember. I really dug a lot of these characters, especially the Cobra ones. They always had some interesting stories to them. So as you can see here by my label, I labeled these ones Cobra Commanders. So we got Cobra Commander, Destro, Serpentor, and then I said general with a question mark. So I'm not sure if I was questioning whether or not Serpentor was a general or if there was another general in here. It looks like there's a little random bad guy in here too, so I'm not sure why I put him in with the commanders, if he just was an extra that I threw into an empty bag. But I'm going to go through the Cobra Commanders first, and then the second bag here is what I think is a bunch of what I kind of figured at the time were some high-ranking G.I. Joe leaders as well. So we'll go through that one after we open this guy first. So let's see what we've got here. I think most people who are watching this are G.I. Joe collectors and fans, so you know more about these than I do, but it's always fun going a little bit back in time for myself to see kind of what we've got, condition, all of that. So far, so good on condition for a number of the bags that I've opened. Definitely some kind of loose joints, some characters needing some replacement O-rings at some point. And then in the last episode, there were a couple of figures that had the broken crotch. So those were the first ones that I had of those. But we've got Serpentor here. I don't know about everyone else, but I loved kind of just the look of Serpentor. A lot of fun. He had his little dagger here. I think this is like his little backpack that can come on and off. Looks like he's in excellent condition. So joints are nice and tight. Now, what I have heard is to kind of be on the lookout for cracks in arms. I haven't really been looking at those or looking for those in some of my previous videos, but that's definitely something that I'll be looking at kind of going forward. But looks like he's in really good shape. I think he was one of the, like maybe in 1988. I feel like a lot of my G.I. Joes, just from kind of doing a little bit of research online about them, most of my G.I. Joe collection was kind of built from like 80, got a few 86s, and then I think most of them are 87, 88, 89s, and then a couple maybe into the 90s. So really heavy on 88 and 89. So we've got Serpentor there, and of course he came with his vehicle. I think I've got that in one of the big bins that's still in the parents' basement. So at some point I'm gonna have to set vehicle driver aside so that I can match them up with the appropriate vehicle. Same kind of goes for this guy. We got Destro, another cool kind of original character. Looks like he's in pretty good shape, nice and tight. He's got this little hook on the side there. I think that was for a sword. Not sure if got a couple swords in here. Not sure which one was which. Maybe it was this one. I have to double check that once I do a quick look through things. Now, is this Destro? No, this kind of looks like Cobra Commander's, like the original Cobra Commander, which I may have had at one point, and maybe I've lost him since. But I know that was the gun that used to go on the original blue hooded Cobra Commander on his back, I think. So I'm not sure if I just kept that there or if it goes with one of these. I don't think it goes with Destro. I feel like he had one of these swords. I'm not sure if he had any weapons to go along with them as well, but still looks like pretty good shape. The head's a little bit loose there, but I think that's fairly normal. Very cool character. Loved kind of the storylines. He always seems to show up in a lot of the comics that I remember reading, and then the various animated stuff too. And then of course we've got Cobra Commander. You had to have a Cobra Commander, right? If you had a big G.I. Joe collection, you couldn't have a collection without the leader of the Cobra side. So looks like we've got his backpack, very futuristic Cobra Commander here. I don't know if we're gonna find his little mouthpiece there. Not sure if it was an antenna or what you would call that, a breathing tube, whatever it was, but looks like he's got his gun. Pretty decent shape. So excited to see Cobra Commander again there. Put him down. This guy looks like his O-ring's about to go on me here. All I remember is I think he was a vehicle driver as well, and I think he was connected to Destro somehow. I think these two are kind of buddy, or at least there was some sort of a connection from what I remember. So he's going to need some repairs. He's super loose. But I do remember that this was his backpack, and he had this funny little vulture. Now, I've heard that, a lot of there's a couple birds. We've got Spirit, who has his eagle. There's Polly, for the Admiral, I think. They had these little talons that used to be able to grip onto things like that. No talons there, so not sure what I can do, if anything, for that guy, but those seem to go together. I can't remember if this goes with him or not. Probably gold. It seems like everything's gold, so perhaps this goes with this guy here. And then I'm not sure who this guy is as well. Oh yeah, looks like he's fallen apart here too, so this guy's going to need a little bit of work as well. So this is the Cobra Commanders. Now, I think I've got some other commanders in some of these other bags, but those bags are themed, so this must just be kind of the ones that didn't either have a theme or were kind of loose or were drivers. So that's the good guys. So let's take a little bit of a break here, and we'll bring out that was the bad guys. We'll take a break and bring out the good guys. Okay, so moving right along, we've got our bag of quote-unquote good guy commanders. Once again, I'm sure I will have to apologize, as not all of these are likely commanders or in maybe a position of leadership, but I either thought they were at the time or had some other reason for putting them in. So I apologize if I don't know those reasons or can't remember them at this point. But let's see what we've got here. So I think the best place to start would be this guy right here. We've got General Hawk, I believe. I don't know if this was his original color helmet or not. I feel like it was green, but that was likely lost at some point. This seems like it might be one of the replacements that came in the accessory packs that you used to be able to get. He's pretty loose. I think he got a lot of use. It looks like he's got some dust kind of underneath there, so probably needs a good cleaning. I'm sure he's been in a garden or two at some point as part of one of the various missions that we were on, but other than his kind of one arm being a little bit loose there, he's still pretty decent condition. Check those elbows. Any cracks? Can't remember what sort of gear went with him. Try and kind of go off memory as I'm going through these. I think I know where that goes. Yeah, some of these older characters, I really don't know. I went through a lot of their gear at some point here. So if it's a replacement helmet, chances are I either don't have his original gear or there's a replacement version. So I'll have to look into that. We've got all these bags of backpacks and gear over there that I'll go through and see what I can match up. This guy I think is Flint. Now I don't know if Flint's actually like a commander or not. I know that isn't his. I think that's for another character, maybe Dial Tone, something like that. I thought it was always kind of a cool little backpack with the little microphone or eyepiece. I'm not sure which one that would be. That came down. That was always a cool backpack, but I don't think it goes with him. As you can see, Flint's got a lot of use too by the looks of it. So he's going to need a little repair and cleaning job. I did order a little kit that should be coming shortly here that has not only some replacement O-rings, but also some replacement, I'm not sure what the word is for these, that holds the legs together. So we'll be able to do some repairs at some point here, but all the pieces are there. He's definitely been used, lots of wear kind of around the hat there, but other than that, seems like he's in pretty decent condition for a really old, 35, 40-year-old. This is kind of the first I've seen of this, a broken little metal holder there. We all, I think, know this guy here. We got Sergeant Slaughter. I'm not sure. I think he's got so many different variants. He had like his Slaughter Marauders team, which I do have a bag of, so we'll get to that at some point. I don't think this is his first variant. Might be the second or third one, so we're gonna have to do some repairs there. Always an interesting character, and always had a bit of a team around him that he was leading. So another cool character there. Who else? I think this is another version of Hawk, just kind of like a later version. O-rings definitely loose there, but a little bit of wear on the nose. His little brown nose right now. Might have a helmet somewhere in the mix here or not 100% sure, but yeah, another Hawk, maybe just a later variant if I remember correctly. Who else do we have here? I don't know if this is actually a commander or not. This was kind of like an astronaut character, and I think he had like a rope that with like a grappling hook, which I may have seen when we opened up Hit and Run's little duffel bag there. I think I had repurposed the grappling hook from this guy for Hit and Run because I had lost his grappling hook. So look under the hood there. Yeah, astronaut. I didn't have the Defiant or any kind of space shuttles, so I'm not sure if he ever got much play around the house or outside. Oh, what's this guy's name here? I forget, but I will have a quick peek at maybe this file card over here. I, I think one of the funnest things that I remember, and we're kind of at least coming up, Christmas time was always a fun time here. This was the year where I got a lot of my characters. You can see we've got Hawk here. I think I've got a dial tone somewhere, Roadblock. We saw Beachhead in a previous episode. I had Xandar and Zorana. Leatherneck we've seen already. Dr. Mindbender. I think I've got Crocmaster, Techno Viper Raptor. I've got a bunch of these characters. So this was like a big year where I got a lot of them. And I just remember at Christmas time, I'd pull out one of these, and after cutting out the little file card there, I'd circle all the ones that I wanted, give those to my parents or put them into a Christmas wish list with any other clippings that I got from like the Toys R Us catalog or consumers distributing. What I wouldn't give to still have those Christmas wish lists and just kind of see what gobs of G.I. Joe vehicles and characters I was asking for as a 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old. But just loved that you could always just look at the back of one of these file cards and kind of prioritize which one that you wanted. And I feel at some point I kind of had one master where I was just crossing off kind of what I had and what I didn't have. Proof of purchase, I didn't cut that one out, so obviously I wasn't into the habit at that point of cutting those out and mailing away for things, but just a fun little memory that I'm sure a lot of collectors back in the 80s and 90s also had too, looking at these file cards or the back of these, and just dreaming about what they could add to their collection. So I was hoping to kind of see what his name was in there. I don't remember if he came with a vehicle or not. I don't see much in the way of equipment for him. But we'll look into him. And then I think this guy's name is like Captain Gridiron, and he was kind of a little bit later, maybe like in 88, 89. He was a really kind of interesting one. I don't know what his backstory is. I'd have to read the file card on him, but just kind of a weird kind of take on a G.I. Joe figure with like a football theme. Sort of kind of random if you think about it, but he had Captain in his name, so I think I wanted him because he was a captain of one of the G.I. Joes. He had these funny little football bombs as well, so it looks like I've got one of them. I'm not sure if there's any more in the bags there, but we'll have a look, and then you could just attach them to the side there. So it looks like he's got at least room for one more, and he had these like little shin pads, knee pads. I'm not sure what they were, so I've got one there. I don't know if I've seen another one, but yeah, kind of a funny character all in all. Not sure how how much use that helmet was in combat, but albeit. And then I think this guy's name was like Red Star or something like that. And if I've seen correctly on some of the online groups, he might have a little bit of value to him. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case or why that's the case. Hat comes off. I think I might have his file card even, so that would be a nice thing to add to it. And then he had a bunch of things, like I think this is his here, a little backpack. Yeah, there's the star that goes with it. I think that goes in there like that. I'll have to double check and see if that's the proper accessory for that. And then not sure what his weapon would be. I've got a bunch in here. I'm pretty sure this one goes with Captain Gridiron. That little cannon maybe. And then I think it was like a red missile. So I'll have to see if I've got that red missile. This was one of those ones where you could, once that missile goes in, it kind of sets up this little mechanism, and then you press the button on the back there and it shoots it out. So I'm gonna have to see if we can track that one down. So don't know what kind of a commander he was or what authority he had on others, but yeah, this is the commanders. So I'm gonna take some time. I'm gonna do a little bit of research on these, see what gear I might be able to match up, and we'll see what we've got. All right, our back, and after having kind of looked through all the miscellaneous pieces, this is kind of where we're at with all of the accessories, and see how complete they are. So we've got Serpentor. I think I've got the snake. He just had the knife and the snake, and his backpack, which I've got 2 out of the 3. The snake, I believe, is somewhere. It might be in one of these other bags here with some other of the animals that may have gotten put together. So hopefully I can track that one down. Cobra Commander, minus the little breathing tube there, is good to go. He's got his backpack and his weapon. Voltor, I think is his name. He's got everything except the condor's little talons there, unfortunately. I think this guy's name is a lamprey, or he's a lamprey. We've got his accessory there. He came with a hydrofoil or some sort of a vehicle. I don't think I have that one. So I must have done a trade at some point to get that character. And of course, Destro, he's got his vehicle as well that he comes with. So I've got that in the box somewhere. And then he's just, funny enough, I guess he's got a vehicle, but I just found it funny that all he had was just this one little side saber. So interesting that that's apparently all he needed, that in his little hover vehicle. It's funny, I called him an admiral, and that, I guess, is his name, also known as Keelhull. And we've got Sergeant Slaughter. I put this in his hand. I feel like that just needs to go in his hand. It just goes hand in hand with him. But apparently all he came with was just his hat. So I guess that's all Sergeant Slaughter needs is his hat and his attitude. So we've got Flint, who just had the backpack for. General Hawk, once again, just the backpack. And I'm going to keep one of these replacement hats for him just because it matches his color scheme. But I don't have the original green hat from what I can tell, and all the extra stuff. We've got our astronaut dude here, grappling hook I've tracked down. So that's there, his little sidearm, or space sidearm, maybe. And I don't have the rope. There's the rope that kind of went with this little mechanism here that you could use, but still have his backpack. I found this guy to be quite hilarious in terms of his kit. He's got the backpack, he's got this, he's got that, which is pretty crazy. And then why not just also give him this huge missile launcher. Can't find the red one for there. So once again, hopefully some of these things turn up when I'm going through some of the other bags, but fairly complete. We've got General Hawk. Thankfully I was able to track this down. So we got the visor and the helmet that goes with him. This looks right, maybe not the right color, but I feel like that goes with him. And then he had a backpack with wings on it. And I'm once again hoping that it's in one of these other bags there, but other than that, he's pretty complete. We got Captain Gridiron. I was able to track down 3 of the little fiddly missiles there for his weapon. And then he's got a backpack which could hold another one of the footballs on the back there, but it looks like I'm only able to track down 1 football and 1 knee pad. And then you can see here he's got the little hooks there for the visor. Don't have that. Those visors, they were easy to lose, weren't they? And the really cool thing that I thought I would show, I don't have a ton of these left anymore, but I was able to track down, I guess I kept the file cards for all of the commanders because they were important. So we've got Destro's We've got General Hawk there, which is pretty cool. Sergeant Slaughter. We've got Red Star. We've got our Captain Gridiron. Should really look on the back here. Yeah. It's always fun just to see what was there. And then we've got Serpentor, which is another cool one. So we'll put those cards with it. And then I tracked this one down as well. I don't know if these were the originals that came with it, like if this came with a larger package of the flag, and these all came together. But let me know, is this original or is this not? Like, would this have come with the flag, I guess is what I'm asking. I'm kind of hesitant to cut them all up because I don't believe I've got Slipstream. I don't have the the plane either for either of these. So I must have got Admiral from, or Keelhaul from a trade as well. So anyways, I think it's really cool. There's still a couple other cards that I do have for other characters here, but I know that there was a stack at one point when I was a kid, and I'm just hoping that it is with the vehicles still and not not recycled or thrown in the trash. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with these. So I'm gonna package these all up in their fancy little bags. We've got 2 bags down, about 14 left to go. Let me know what you're interested in seeing. I've got everything from Tiger Force to Marauders to got some of the newer stuff as well. We've got our Arctic Force, Sky Patrol, all of those. So if there's anything that you were seeing in any of the bags that I've been posting little teasers for, let me know, and we can maybe take a poll or something, or if somebody's really interested, throw a comment into one of the videos, and we might just pick whoever shows the most interest in the next one. So open to suggestions. So once again, thanks for joining me on this fun little final mission of mine. And as always, feel free to throw comments in, any suggestions. Am I missing something? Did I get something completely wrong? I'm totally fine being called out on that as well. Going off of memory here sometimes, so doing my best to remember, and I'll try and point out the stuff that I got wrong when I do my research and come back with the completed figures. So hit that like button, subscribe, join me, and let's see what we've got to uncover on the next episode. Here I go.